Merry meet. Welcome to Witch Magic. I'm Dawn, and I will be taking you on a spiritual journey to all things magic and witchcrafts. Hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Witch Magic. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you've been coming here all along, thank you so much for being supportive and for coming back. So we just had a great weekend last weekend, going to Six Flags and riding roller coasters. Me and my boyfriend Chris, we are big time roller coaster fanatics. We love every type of roller coaster. So we decided kind of at the last minute to go to Six Flags. And since it was the holiday weekend, it was a Memorial Day weekend, we went on Sunday and we stayed overnight so that we could go back the next morning. And I have to say, it was wicked hot out, but Monday, it wasn't as humid as Sunday. So Monday was a little bit more comfortable, even though the temperature was a little bit higher. And there wasn't as many people there on Monday. I think a lot of people had Memorial Day plans. They were probably at cookouts and all that kind of stuff. So we actually got on rides pretty quickly. We got to ride all the rides we wanted to go on. And some of the roller coasters that usually take 45 minutes to get through the line, we went right up to the platform. So it was amazing. And we somehow ended up in the middle of a Memorial Day parade on our way to the park on Monday morning. We got caught in the traffic of a parade just ending. We don't live in that area, so we're not too familiar with how they do their parades and everything like that. So we didn't know that there was a parade going on there. But we saw all kinds of people on the sides of the road and everything. And the traffic was just backed up. We got through it pretty quickly, so it wasn't that bad. But it was kind of funny because we saw that the people were getting ready to leave, but there were some people still lingering on the sides of the road because they were talking to their neighbors and whatnot. And there was this group of girls, young girls, over to the right, and they were waving at everybody as if it was still the parade still was going. So we kind of just waved at them, and they kept saying, beep the horn, beep the horn. So I told Chris, I said, honey, beep the horn. And he beeped, beep. He just gave a quick beep, and they were all like, yay. So they just got all excited about that. So that was kind of funny. So anyway, let's talk about our higher power. Whether you are a pagan or a Wiccan, we all worship God and Goddess, right? If you follow a different path, you might have different beliefs, and I would love to hear your feedback on that. But right now, let's talk about the gods and goddesses of paganism and the different deities the witches can call on for help and guidance. God and Goddess, grant me the power of water to accept with ease and grace what I can't change, the power of fire for the energy of courage to change things I can, the power of air for the ability to know the difference, and the power of earth for the strength to continue my path. That is a witchy prayer that I found during my research, and it can be used by pagans and Wiccans. And did you notice that the elements are thrown in there? So you can use a basic prayer where you just call out the generic God and Goddess, especially if you're not sure who to call for certain magical workings. Some pagans stick with deities from the same culture as they are, or the same culture as, that they resonate with. Or they might call on a god from one culture and a goddess from another. I will say that the Greeks are the most, I don't really want to use the word popular, but the most well-known and called upon, I guess you can say. You might even have a particular god or goddess that you call upon for everything, but there are deities that specialize in certain areas of the craft, and I'm going to go over those right now, and I will list them by culture and what they are best called for. So let's start with the Greek gods and goddesses. And just like past episodes in this season, I'm going to kind of go through kind of like a shopping list type of thing. So bear with me on this. I'm sorry. So Aphrodite is the goddess of fertility, love, and beauty. Her son is Eros, also known as Cupid. Apollo is the son of Leto and Zeus. He has a twin sister named Artemis. Let Apollo aid you in things such as music, poetry, art, oracle, medicine, and knowledge. Ares is the son of Zeus and Hera. He is known as the god of war. And let me just say that the pronunciation of some of these names vary by different cultures. So you might learn to pronunciate them one way, and you might be used to that way, or you might kind of go by what you've learned in books and so on and so forth. I will have these listed on the website so you can actually see the spellings of these, and maybe you pronounce them a different way, and that's fine because, like I said, there's different interpretations of them. So anyway, Artemis is the goddess of wildlife. And remember, she is the twin of Apollo. Athena is the goddess of war. So she served as a guardian in Athens. Demeter is the goddess of harvest and fertility. She is the daughter of Kronos and Rhea. Dionysus is the god of the vine. Hades is the god of wealth. His wife is Persephone, who is the daughter of Demeter. Hecate is the goddess of witchcraft, the moon, boundaries, necromancy, ghosts, and crossroads. She is able to easily cross between the underworld and the physical world. Call on her to aid in healing, banishing, cleansing, and divination. You might even feel her presence in cemeteries. I love to visit old cemeteries, especially at night. Some people might think that's creepy, but mostly I've gone during the day. And you can even feel some of the spirit presences during the day as well. And I will have an episode about spirits and paranormal type stuff later on in this podcast. Hera is the goddess of marriage and the queen of Olympus. Hermes was considered the messenger god, and he had a mischievous personality, so just be careful if you call on him. Poseidon is the god of the sea and the protector of all bodies of water. Zeus is the god of the sky, and his weapon of choice was the thunderbolt, and he had many children by many women. Okay, now that was just a handful of the Greek gods and goddesses. Now let's move on to the Celtic deities. Brie is the goddess of hearth and home. We celebrate her mostly at Imbolc, and we have mentioned that on a previous episode. And you can also call on her to aid in healing and divination. Cernunnos is the god of the forest. He is the horned god of vegetation. He's often celebrated at Beltane. Ceridwen is the keeper of the cauldron of the underworld. She is a goddess of prophetic powers. She can help you with transformation and change. Lu is the master of skills and craftsmanship. He is honored on Lughnasadh. That's where that name came from. He was known as a skilled warrior. He can help with harvest as well as anything artistic. The Morrigan is the goddess of war and sovereignty. She often appears as a crow or a raven. She can aid in fertility. Rhiannon is the horse goddess of Wales. Symbols and items you can use for her are horses and horseshoes. Now, let's move on to deities of the Norse tradition. Freyja is a goddess associated with love and beauty. She can help with fertility. She has a twin brother named Freyr, and he is a god of fertility. He uses a magical sword, and he can aid in fertility and prosperity spells. Frigg is a goddess of divination. She is married to Odin, and they have a son named Balder. You can call on Frigg to aid in beauty, love, fertility, and divination. Loki is a mischievous god, so be mindful of that if you use him in your magical workings. He is a shapeshifter and appears as a salmon, a mare, and a fly. You can ask him to help you with shadow work and astral projection. Thor is the god of thunder and lightning. We all know about his famous hammer that he uses to protect against evil giants, especially if you're a Marvel fan and you have seen him in like the Avengers and all that. And you can call upon Thor to help with strength and protection. Odin is the god of poets. Remember, we spoke about Odin when we talked about divination. He was also associated with the runes, so let him help aid you in reading the runes. All right, so on to Hindu gods and goddesses. Brahma is one of the major gods of Hinduism. He was born from a golden egg. According to the Hindu cosmology, Brahma is the creator of the universe and of all beings. Durga is the protective mother of the universe. She can appear in many forms. Her left eye represents desire, while her right eye represents action. Ganesh will help you with wisdom as he possesses that ability. He can help you gain courage and overcome obstacles in your path. Kali is the goddess of death, time, and doomsday, but is also considered a strong mother figure and the symbol of motherly love. So you can call on her for work in feminine energy, creativity, and fertility. Krishna is one of the most well-known Hindu god. He can be very mischievous, but it's said that he performed many miracles. Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth and good fortune. She transforms dreams into reality. She can also help you with prosperity. Parvati means daughter of the mountain. She is the wife of Lord Shiva and mother to gods Ganesh and Morrigan. She can aid you with love, marriage, children, fertility, devotion, and beauty. Saraswati is the goddess of art, music, and creativity. She can help with wisdom and learning. Her 4 hands represent 4 aspects of human personality and learning, which are mind, intellect, alertness, and ego. Shiva is known as the destroyer, is the god responsible for maintaining the cycle of existence, beginning, and conclusion. Vishnu is known to manifest a portion of himself whenever needed to fight off evil. He is the protector of the universe. So there are many more gods and goddesses than what I have mentioned here. Just remember that whoever you call on to help you, be respectful of them and thank them for their time and their wisdom. And I want to thank you for tuning in and being supportive. I appreciate all of you. Be sure to come join us on the Facebook group for further discussions and go check out my website. I also just started a YouTube channel. So I will have the link to that. The link to that is already on my website actually, and also on the Facebook group. Those are a little further behind. So your best bet if you want to listen to these podcasts in a timely manner, just go to whatever platform you listen to podcasts on. And I would really appreciate it if there's a way, if you can give me a 5-star rating and a review. I plan on adding reviews to my website as soon as I get some more coming in. And also, if you want to mention anything on the Facebook group, that's great as well. And I have had a couple of people ask me about getting paid to do this podcast, which I do not want to charge to do this podcast. But if you feel like you want to make any kind of donations, that would be greatly appreciated. I am going to start a Patreon page, and I will put the link to that on my website as soon as I have it ready, and on my Facebook group as well. Please keep in mind that you are in no way, shape, or form obligated to give anything, but any little bit will help to keep this podcast going, and, just help me out as well. And I will have perks. Like I said, as soon as I'm ready to get this up and running, I will let you guys know. And like I said, I really appreciate you guys, tuning in every week. It really, really means a lot to me. So this actually ends season 1 of Witch Magic. I'm not going to take a break. I will start season 2 next Saturday. So I hope that this season has been inspiring and helpful to you, as this was all about the basics and getting into the craft. So please let me know if you have any questions, and I will be back next week. Have a very magical week. So that's going to do it for today. I will be airing these podcasts about once a week, so be sure to tune in. You might want to choose to get notified when I air so that you don't miss a thing. If you have any comments, please feel free to connect with me on my Facebook group. I will leave the link to that along with my website on the show notes. Blessed be.